So,
Oh my goodness.
some of you may be wondering what happened to those two crazy ideas that Barry presented at the beginning of the Rotary year. Remember that part of the reason I moved our major fundraiser was to make room for the potential of another. And when I shared the idea of a Rotary triathlon, many of you thought I was nuts. Although my state of being has likely been confirmed, we have a Rotary Triathlon Committee hard at work exploring the feasibility of this event. They determined we would be unable to put on an event this summer and have it meet the high standards we're shooting for. And with President-to-be Mary's involvement, feasibility work continues with an eye toward the future. Meanwhile, I also shared the idea of naming the trail that will connect the existing Minto Brown Trail system to the new footbridge, the Rotary Trail. While I got a little bogged down in weekly club administration, I have engaged in discussion with Friends of Two Bridges in an effort to secure their support, or at least avoid their condemnation, and have begun the process of communicating with the city to go through appropriate channels to eventually end up with a request that City Council consider this naming. We have made tremendous contributions to the City of Salem, Riverfront Park, our parks systems, and we will only continue to make such contributions. So those are two things we didn't do. What did we do over the last 12 months? Chuck Swank was our treasurer for, what, the 18th year?
Something like that.
Folks, he does so much more than keep the books for this club and for the district. Facility management, arranging for meals, serving as a walking history of our club, and occasional comic relief. You always know what he's thinking, and he really does a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Holly Berry was our secretary, which technically put her in charge of attendance and administration of member stuff with the district, but behind the scenes she did so much more, and almost served as a staff assistant I could call on whenever I needed some help or direction. Your president-elect, Mary Way, served up another year of tremendous programs, shepherded the presidential citation, and provided any support I requested along the way. The presidential citation, by the way, is awarded based on a set of criteria established by the Rotary International president, and you received this Presidential Citation Award again this year. I want to be clear, it's not an award for your club president, but recognition from the RI president of the great work that you did this year. Our past president, Tom Golden, had a challenging year with me as president driving off potential leadership, but Tom very capably led the nominating committee to fill several vacancies. Let me assure you, you have a very strong board and leadership for next year. In the area of vocational service and Director Kirk Sund, we recognized RI's Vocational Service Month of October by having some of our members share with us about their vocations. In the area of youth service and Director Bo Nylene, you've sent another 2 participants to RILA, allowing them to gain confidence in their leadership skills and become the leaders of tomorrow. The South Salem High School Interact Club is thriving. We recognize truly outstanding students from North Salem High School and South Salem High School as Students of the Month, and you helped to distribute over 4,000 dictionaries to area 4th graders. Our literacy committee went well beyond dictionaries to distribute thousands of children's books by various other means. We hosted an exchange student and shared another one with Creekside. In the area of club meetings and directors Ray Hausch and Larry Koenig, having previously served in this director position myself, I never really thought it was much of a big deal to make sure we had scheduled each week a greeter, a song leader, a pianist, someone for the invocation, the traveling mic, and a bell ringer. Let me tell you folks, from this position, it's a big deal. I kind of view this position as I might a sound engineer at a concert. If they do their job well, nobody notices. And I'm extremely pleased to share with you that I didn't notice them. In the area of fellowship and Director Natalie Dunn, I know many of you enjoyed the periodic drop-in social gatherings that we had scattered about the year. Our traditional fireside gatherings continue to be well received and well attended, and the We Care Committee did their best to help us stay in touch with members who might need to know that we're thinking of them. Natalie filled another important role heading up the area-wide effort on the Rotary Golf Tournament, something she's doing again this year. In the area of membership and Director Russ McCracken, a little information I picked up at district conference. Our district is #1 in our West Coast zone for new members, or for membership growth this year. And our club is number 1 in our district for net new members. You all made me a celebrity at district conference, with district leaders fawning over me and leaders from other clubs asking how I managed to grow our club so much. I was pleased to share with them that I didn't have much to do with it other than trying to keep our meetings fun and welcoming. We have great members who are doing great things in this community, and they want to share it with their friends and colleagues so we can make an even bigger difference. In the area of communications and Director Michelle Godfrey, I'm sure it will take several weeks for me to realize that panicked feeling I get on Friday nights is now something somebody else needs to worry about as far as preparing a weekly e-news column. But in addition to the weekly e-news, if you haven't visited RotaryClubOfSalem.com lately, you should do so. A major project in the area of communications was to bring a brand new look and feel to the website, and updated branding, a sleeker look and interface, and I'm sure we will build upon what the Communications Committee started in that regard and launched just a couple weeks ago. An exciting item on the horizon is that we've been exploring collaboration with CCTV to televise some of our fabulous weekly programs. Stay tuned. In the area of community needs and Director Maria Reyes, Tim Nissen continued to suck your blood. Your holiday giving to the Tree of Joy and Salvation Army Kettle Drives were as strong as ever, and our Good Works Committee again selected wonderful organizations to receive both our large grant and several small grants. More recently, we consolidated several inactive hands-on type committees to form the Hands-on Project Committee, and we have those projects moving forward now. In the area of international service and Director Lucy Salmony, you all contributed about $30,000 to the Rotary Foundation this year. International service projects continue to thrive, and our Peace Builder Committee has been reinvigorated. In the area of fundraising and Director Lauren Jones, coming into this deal, I knew I had 1 year to mess things up. So I started with our major fundraiser and moved it from May to February, slicing our prep time by 3 months and causing a bit of a stir. But you all came through. What a phenomenal event we had in February, where over 200 people raised over $60,000 in support of our good works. Having had a good year financially and the coffers being flush, I suggested to the board that we begin to think about the year 2020, when our club will be celebrating its 100th year. My hope is that the leadership leading up to our 100th year will undertake a larger than normal community project in recognition of our centennial. With this in mind, we have earmarked $15,000 as seed funding for a 100th year project a mere 5 years from now. More than the money you raised, you changed people's lives. You took care of those who might otherwise go forgotten. You made a difference in the lives of the homeless and disadvantaged teenagers who are part of the incredible Youth Empowerment Program, clearly demonstrating to them that there are people who care about them and their future. You enabled exchange students to experience life in a different culture. While each of us individually may not have spent a whole lot of time with them, you changed their lives. I don't normally look at what our speakers write in the children's book that we have them sign, but I noticed Andres took a little more time than most when considering a message. So I took a look, and he wrote, "Writing a little message in this book is a small way to give back to the community of Salem everything that I've received." And that is what Rotary is all about. You touch the hearts and the lives of others in ways that we don't always recognize. But simply by being an active member of this amazing organization, you change people's lives. You change them in Indonesia, in the Philippines, in Haiti, in Nepal, and you change them right here in Salem. By allowing me this experience, you certainly have changed my life. And I thank you for all that you have done to be a light in this community, and to light up Rotary. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You certainly deserve that warm thank you. We have really enjoyed serving under you. Now, you have thanked President Berry for his service. There are members of his board who are retiring this year, and I would like to also recognize those and give you an opportunity to thank them. First, I'd like to ask Tom Golden if he would stand. Please, Tom. Tom is our immediate past president, so he will be retiring from the board this year. However, he is not retiring. Tom has accepted a position with the district as an assistant district governor over the North Salem region. So he will be the coach, mediator, encourager of 5 clubs in the North Salem region. Thank you, Tom. Russ McCracken from membership is retiring from the board. Please stand, Russ. Michelle Godfrey from communications after serving for 1 year. Lauren Jones, fundraising. Bo Nyleen, youth services. And Kirk Sund, vocational service. And retiring from the board of the Salem Rotary Foundation is Mary Beth Bell, who has served as president this last year but has been on the board for 2 years. Please thank them. Now I see there's only 2 of you here, and I have a message for you, so you might have to pass this on to the others. Though you're retiring from the administration of our club, your continued active involvement in this club and your experience is extremely important and highly encouraged. Thank you very much for serving. Now I would like to ask these people to stand to be serving the Rotary Club of Salem in a 1-year term as the officers. Barry Nelson, immediate past president. Steve Ickes, president-elect. Holly Berry, secretary. Chuck Swank, treasurer. And serving for a 2-year term, Larry Connick, club meetings. Steve Nass, membership. Barbie Dressler has been appointed by the board for a 1-year term to finish Michelle's term. Christian Bryant, fundraising. Tommy Love, youth services. And Nick Williams, vocational service. For the Salem Rotary Foundation, Dawn Bostwick is a current board member, and she will serve for a year as president. Don't sit down, because I'm going to make you promise some things. Doug Parham, current board member, to serve 1-year term as vice president. Tim Nissen, to serve an additional 1-year term as secretary-treasurer. And Jane Downing is joining the board for a new 3-year term. Okay. Incoming officers and directors. As an indication of your fellow Rotarians' esteem and confidence in you, you have been elected to the important leadership positions in the administration of the Rotary Club of Salem and the Salem Rotary Foundation. We also believe you will uphold the traditions and interests of this club, the object of Rotary, and the 4-way test. Will you fulfill the responsibilities of your offices to the best of your ability and in accordance with the Constitution and bylaws of this club, and also uphold and support your president?
We will.
Wonderful. Did I hear everybody? All right. You may be seated. Thank you. like to acknowledge, for the benefit of the others in the room, if you may not know, Natalie Dunn will be continuing in fellowship. Maria Reyes will be continuing on the board in community needs. Lucy Salmony in international service. Continuing on the board for the Salem Rotary Foundation is Tom McGurr, John Shirley, and John McCulley. Thank you. I know that I'm not the only one who has been trying for years to convince Mary Way that it was her turn to lead the club. She's a quiet leader and hoped to keep it that way. But I am glad that she said yes. Coming to introduce this classy, articulate agent of positive change is Ken Van Ostal.
You know, they say that good things come in small packages. And with Mary Way, that is so true. She's petite in stature, soft-spoken, often demure in how she presents herself. The Mary Way package belies the huge background of expertise, capacity, and capability of the person inside. As the new leader of a club that gets things done, expect Mary to be a leader that gets things done. Hard work has always been Mary's trademark. When she commits to a task, she's all in, focused, dedicated. And when Mary hits the finish line, she's still going full bore. If Mary commits to something, it's going to be good. You can count on it. Some of that reliability and tough determination came from Mary's upbringing. Born in St. Paul, Minnesota, and raised in a suburb of Minneapolis, Mary was the middle child of 3 kids. Her mother was a nutritionist. Her father was a personal injury attorney. 13 years of rigorous education in Catholic schools taught Mary the value of critical thinking, hard work, and personal excellence. She graduated at the top of her class. Then it was off to college. 1 year at Boston College, followed by 3 more at the University of Minnesota for a bachelor's degree in psychology and journalism. Next, it was graduate school at the University of Illinois, where Mary earned her master's degree in educational psychology with a focus on teaching and research in childhood learning. By this time, Mary had a serious boyfriend. And in the mid-70s, they moved to Oregon and together founded an alternative school in southeast Portland. Marriage followed, along with a 10-year stretch of running their school for 25 kids. As time went on, though, Mary and her husband decided to close the school, and they parted paths. Always eager to learn and improve her professional prospects, Mary returned to school at Portland State University and studied accounting. With her CPA credentials in one hand, in hand, Mary joined the accounting firm of Touche Ross in Portland. And there, she met an up-and-coming young manager named Chuck Swack.
I feel sorry for her too.
He had hair back then.
Yeah, Ken, you can't say a word.
Not a leg to stand on. Mary and Chuck worked together until she accepted another position as accounting department manager at a savings and loan bank in Dallas, Oregon. And there she met her future husband, Steve Way, a newly minted MBA serving as the bank's controller. 6 years later, in 1994, Steve proposed marriage, and Mary finally got her way. With a marriage certificate in one hand and her CPA in the other, Mary decided it was time to leave banking, and she asked Ron Kellerman to hire her in his financial planning practice. She immediately began working toward her certified financial planner credential. Ron often says that hiring Mary was the best decision he ever made, next to choosing his wife, Kathy. Together, they built the business under the H Group banner, and today, 20 years later, Mary continues to be a key player in setting the high standards for which their firm is known. A well-honed professional, Mary brings to her work the strength of an extensive education, an experience, up-to-date technical skills, a sharp analytic intellect, excellent communications, creativity, and an entrepreneurial spirit. Mary and her husband Steve lead busy professional lives that leave precious little time for leisure, but when they can, they enjoy boating, hiking, biking. They've traveled extensively, and Mary's picked up 7 different languages along the way. Mary and Steve have 2 children. Stephen, a web designer who lives in Bend with his wife and 2 kids, and Emily, a trained opera singer in New York City. Their grandchildren, Paxton and Audrey, 3 and 2 years old, are one of their life's great pleasures. Mary keeps fit with yoga and at times practices aerial aerobatics. Just sort of hanging out, I guess. It's true, put Mary in a place that's high with a lot of empty space and she's thrilled. Be thinking high wire, floating in space, edge of the Grand Canyon. When she was a kid, Mary used to climb up to the roof of her family's house just to enjoy the view. Back down on firm ground, Mary has been a Rotarian for nearly 14 years. She's served in leadership positions for 9 years on the club board and the Salem Rotary Foundation board. Her journalism experience, her journalism education was pressed into service when she served as the Rotogram editor from 2004 to 2006. This is back in the days of paper publications. And she chaired the Good Works live auction for 2 years. Mary is a Paul Harris Fellow, a member of the Paul Harris Society, and a member of the Salem Rotary Foundation's Bronze Circle and Legacy Circle. So in a minute, Mary will tell you more about the agenda she has planned for the next year, but you can expect her to be well organized, engaged, and focused on membership and fundraising, and making sure that Rotary is a visible part of our community. As you'll see, there is a lot in this small package. Fellow Rotarians, please rise and join me with a roaring welcome for Mary Way, our new president of the Rotary Club of Salem.
Now you may sit, and Mary, please rise. Mary Way, you have been elected by the members of the Rotary Club of Salem to serve as our president. As an expression of our confidence in you, you have been entrusted with this important responsibility that will help shape our club's future and guide our affairs during the coming year. Mary, will you faithfully execute the office of president of the Rotary Club of Salem, and to the best of your ability, abide by district and Rotary International guidelines and uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this club?
I will.
Friends and fellow Rotarians, do you promise to support the leadership of our club, our foundation, and President Mary, and to encourage and support them throughout the 2015-16 Rotary year?
We will.
I hereby declare the officers and directors installed and give President Mary her gavel as a symbol of the transfer of the administration of this club. May this be the best Rotary year ever. right.
I am now official. District Governor for the first time today. District Governor nominee Renee. President Barry. Fellow Rotarians and guests. Thank you for the honor of electing me to serve as your president for this coming year. I appreciate your initial confidence in my leadership and hope that your trust will deepen as the year goes by. President Barry, it has been a complete pleasure to serve as your president-elect this past year. You have shared generously of your time and advice in preparing me for this role. And Barry, I especially appreciate the way you lead by example to bring out the best in others. As a small token of thanks, I have a little gift for you. And don't worry, it's nothing embarrassing. But I'm kind of hoping that you wouldn't mind opening it here so that everybody could see.
Of course.
You know what it is? It's a joke book.
Who needs one?
There's something else in there, just fish down at the bottom. Those are coffee coasters, and they have the four-way test written on them. So today I have several guests in attendance. They've already been introduced, but they deserve another moment of highlight if you don't mind. First of all, my husband Steve, please stand Steve, whose support means the world to me. Steve often works out of town, so it's a very special pleasure that he's able to attend today, and I'd like you to help me welcome him. Thank you. Next, my work family at the H group, and each one of these individuals is a Rotary contributor. Larry Hanslitz, right here, Michelle Lair, and club member Brenna Bauckham. There they are. Debbie Ringley is on vacation and couldn't attend, and of course past President Ron Kellerman. He was not able to attend today due to travels. I owe him a thanks for sponsoring me into this club so many years ago. So that's my H group team, and each one of these people has and will pull together to support me as I carry out the duties of president. And so I'm very, very grateful to each one of you. Thank you. As I've met people from other clubs, I've learned how our club is unique. At 95 years, we're one of the oldest clubs around. We're the second biggest club in our district after Portland. As a group, we have 2,025 years of Rotary service, an average of almost 11 years per person. We're leaders in peace building, membership growth, contributions to both our foundations, RILA and Youth Exchange. Our programs are top-notch every week. Our public image in the community is very good and improving. With 47 committees, there's a place for every member to get involved in something they're passionate about and become a Rotary leader. With so much success in our history, it could be easy to sit back, rest on our laurels. But I don't believe that's why we're together. I know we have enthusiasm to become even better. As I like to quote from Dan Sullivan, always make your future greater than your past. So this year I'd like to challenge you to try something new. Past presidents, please go out of your way to share your Rotary knowledge with newer members. Those of you who join together every week for the main purpose of seeing old friends, please make it a point to reach out to visitors and Red Badge members. In order to nurture their leadership talent, we need you to make them feel welcome and important. And all club members, I invite you to embrace the ideals of Rotary and then take action to carry them out. What I'm asking you to do in the coming year is take one step, just one step, to deepen your commitment to Rotary. The purpose of my presidency is to support you in doing just that. One step from each of you in a nutshell. If each of you did that, I would consider my year to be a great success. Here's a good example. Some of you haven't had a chance to meet club member Stephanie Smetana. She just retired from a career where she was commuting to Portland, not able to join us very often for Wednesday lunch. Rather than drift away from Rotary, she has taken on the commitment now to publish the e-blast every week. Yeah. Stephanie, I'd like to make you the first recipient of one of my Be a Gift to the World awards. I have a pin for you, and I hope that you'll wear it proudly. Stephanie, would you stand? Our new RI president, Ravi, has chosen his theme for the year, Be a Gift to the World. Of course, he speaks to an audience of millions of Rotarians from all around the world. Me, I speak only to you, my fellow club members. This year, let's be a gift to our communities and to each other. When Maria Reyes was a new member, 30-year Rotarian Eric took her under his wing and mentored her. He explained the Rotary system to her. He helped her find committee work that she liked. She said that without Mike, she probably would have dropped out within her first year. As a direct result of Mike's commitment, Maria is now a valued board member and a club leader in her own right. She continues to multiply the gift Mike gave her through her contributions to our club. If every new member had a similar experience, I believe we would be a truly vibrant club. This is what the theme, Be a Gift to the World, can mean to us right here at home. We will be 200 members by the end of this year, and I would like to open the door to hear from each and every one of you. I'm easy to reach by email, phone, tweet, not tweet. Don't tweet me. Smoke signal, pigeon carrier, I'm very easy to reach. But in addition to that, I'd like to let you know that I'll be here at the club meeting early every week, 11:15. If any of you are ready to talk with me, call it office hours if you like, but I'll be available. If you're a new member or if you're a seasoned member ready to take that next step and deepen your Rotary commitment, I want to hear from you. And who better to take on big challenges than a club with our rich history, our broad resources, and our strong community relationships. We will accomplish great things in the year ahead. So if it were July 1st, 2016, a year from now, and we were looking back on this year, here's what I'll say. We completed several hands-on projects during the year. Everyone enjoyed the work effort, and it was a good time for socializing as well. We had a $100,000 fundraising event. It was, dream big. It was well organized, well attended, and all our guests had a great time. And it was so much fun to put on, we can't wait to get started on next year's. A good number of new potential members sought us out. They see a value in joining our club. New members are warmly welcomed and mentored successfully throughout their first year. We had fun. Every social event, every meeting, every fundraising event was enjoyable. Those who volunteered felt rewarded by the success of the effort, and it was well worth the time we put in. We got the word out to our community about all the good work we do. Each of our board members is fully engaged and enjoyed making an important contribution to club leadership. Our board saw themselves as role models for the club. As a group, we made some great collaborative decisions that will guide our club for years to come. We enthusiastically supported Rotaract and Interact, understanding that our youth represents the future of Rotary. Our Salem Rotary Foundation growth is ahead of projection. We increased our contributions to the Rotary Foundation, and more members signed up for Rotary Direct. Planning for the Rotary Triathlon is well underway, and we feel well prepared to make the first event a great success. We made progress toward planning a 100th anniversary event for the year 2020. We hosted Cyprus Friendship Exchange students. When asked, most members described their Rotary Club membership as very meaningful in their lives. Far beyond business referral potential, they see club involvement as more like personal growth potential. We see ourselves as global citizens, and we promoted peace and conflict resolution. In closing, let me say again what a privilege it is to lead this great club in the coming year. Let this year be a new chapter in the book of your lives. Take one step to deepen your commitment to Rotary. What will that one step be? Let's talk. I want to hear about it. I pledge to help you in any way I can. Thank you. Wait until I actually do something. Outgoing President Barry, I have a plaque for you. I hope you'll hang it proudly on your wall. I know you will. Here is your plaque. Isn't that beautiful? And your new pin, which says Past President, Rotary Club of Salem. Next week's program, we will have club member Alan Pollock, who is the general manager and the CEO of Chariots Transit. He will speak to us about the topic Chariots is moving forward. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Thank you for being part of this wonderful ceremony today. We are going to have a great year together. I just know it right now.